This is SoIN.
This is SoIN.
This is SoIN. This is SoIN.
This is SoIN.
This is SoIN, presented by NWSB, and I'm Angie Fenton. Grab that cup of coffee or mug of hot cocoa and settle in as we celebrate Southern Indiana and beyond.
All right, folks, welcome to French Lick.
The city of French Lick is a really cool place. It was established back in the 1800s by the French. They came to the area and seen the deer licking the mineral salts off of the springs. Therefore, it got the name French Lick. It was an early French settlement, so there was a lot of sulfur springs. And the nice thing about French Lick is it's between a lot of the other states here in the Midwest. We get a lot of families that come from the eastern part or the very western part, and they come here to kind of meet in the middle to hang out, have reunions, weddings, because we're a nice central location. So the French Lick Winery was established back in 1995 at the Beechwood Mansion is where they opened. They started out with small selections of wines. Then they moved over to this building in 2005 where they added a lot more wines to their list. And then in 2015, they got the distillery started and up and running. So now we have a large array of spirits and also a large array of wines to choose from. We have observation windows that you can look into to see where we make all of our wines. And we offer tours of our distillery so you can see the process there as well.
So we're Bear Hollow wood carvers. We've been in business about 20 years. Started out in the beginning, just my husband Jason and I doing some chainsaw carving. And then we just sort of evolved over the years into the gallery that we have here. Added lots of other artists, grew the chainsaw carving side of it, which is what our business started out as. About 70, a little over 70 artists in here total now, from our chainsaw carving all the way to photography, pottery, all sorts of different art forms. So the third weekend in September, every year we have our block bash here right in the streets and the parking lots. The whole area gets shut down. It's full of different forms of art. It mainly centers around the chainsaw carving, but we have an artist marketplace. This year we'll have a big sand sculpture being built that'll stay up in the area all the way through probably the new year, so a lot of guests can enjoy that. But it's a fun weekend, lots of art, lots of music. It's a good time.
We have been doing art shows for a living since about '73, and our gallery here features the work of about 20 different craftsmen. When we do big juried art fairs with our product line made out of recycled materials from Indiana, we're always kind of looking for unique items to add to the mix. We feature lots of rustic garden art, concrete art, statues and bird baths, and Asian art, lots of metal art, custom signs, and it's just a unique shopping experience. Things that I like the most about French Lick is it's a very small, peaceful town. You can walk just about anywhere. We have no traffic jams, very little crime for a small town, and we just love it here.
I'm standing here at Wilson Wildlife Park, and we are 1,100 acres nestled in the southern hills of southern Indiana, and we are a wildlife park, so we offer a variety of different encounters with several different species of animals. We have a drive-through safari, which is probably one of our most popular items. You can drive your car through the safari, feed the animals, and then we also have a walk-through barn that is included with any encounter here. And we also have cabins, lodging, we do zip lines, and horseback riding, so we've got a lot to offer.
So I've had bears for 34 years now, and I started in my early 20s. And I got into it because I'd had a disease called Guillain-Barré. I was paralyzed for a while. Kind of changed my life. I went from being a pretty athletic guy to being paralyzed. So when I got back on my feet, I was looking for something to really throw my energy into and my interest into. And it was, somebody had a bear cub, I wanted it, and that's how it started. We share a lot of information about bears while the public is here. We tell them how to be safe in bear country, how to identify a black bear from a brown bear being a grizzly. We want to minimize the chances of people getting hurt when they're recreating in bear country, and we want to minimize the chances of a bear getting hurt or killed because they got too close to people. So we give them some basic information on how to survive.
I think the main goal here at Williston is for people to engage with animals in a different way. Our goal is that everybody leaves here with a smile on their face, and we also hope that the lives of these animals enrich your life in a special way. It's amazing to see families come here, people of all ages. We see little kids and everywhere up to people in their 90s. They'll come together as a family, they go through the drive-through safari, they have smiles on their faces, and we're also hoping to teach people about these animals.
So we have 13 log cabins here on our property, and it's really an extension of our love for nature, Jason and I's love for nature and our family. You can stay in a one-bedroom cabin that's more set up for like a romantic getaway, all the way to a larger cabin that would accommodate 16 guests. We have a lot of family reunions here. It's a great spot. There's a play set. We have a hammock forest. You can grab a book out of the outdoor library and go take a little break in the hammock forest and just chill with Mother Nature. So when you're here on our grounds, you may see a deer come through, you might see an eagle fly over coming off a fishing trip to the lake. Lots of butterflies, lots of birds. You can catch a little raccoon or squirrel running around here. It's just a pretty peaceful place. You can take a hike on one of the trails, maybe kind of just reset your battery from your crazy busy lives. So our log cabins are just a touch of modern and also that old, good, restful, peaceful feel that you can get from a log cabin. We've got Wi-Fi on the grounds, lots of great channels on the TV, all the way to checkers games by your couch. You can just sit on the porch, play around the checkers, and just catch some fireflies maybe in the afternoon, chill out by the fire pit. It's a great place. So our cabins are located about 400 feet from the Osborne boat ramp on Patoka Lake. You can load up in your boat from your cabin door and be on the lake in about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes the opposite direction from our boat ramp is the main entrance to Patoka Lake. There's a Raptor Center there, Patoka Lake Winery, lots of great restaurants. The beach is located there, tons of hiking trails, more campsites, and don't forget to check out the Raptor Center. We are so blessed to be able to live and work in French Lick, Indiana, and share our beautiful, peaceful place here with folks throughout the year through tourism. It's a wonderful place. Life is good in French Lick, Indiana.
We all came together as a group and focused on what we wanted to do in downtown Jeff and allow us the ability to do things like this and expand our footprint across southern Indiana.
Thank you to Mayor Moore. Thank you to the staff of the City of Jeffersonville for having the vision to make people like me want to invest in downtown Jeffersonville, because we see the vision that you have for the city and we see the direction it's going, and it's nothing but positive for everyone down here and for the whole City of Jeffersonville in general.
What once started out as a small, if not even tiny bank in New Washington is now grown into almost a $500 million institution. I mean, it's a whole new world out there, and I think that includes the way we bank.
I love the history of everything that Jeffersonville has, and having New Washington State Bank down here.
Samtuck is a kind kind of a well-known secret here. Wish it was more well-known secret here in Southern Indiana. We were founded in 1976 by a gentleman by the name of Sam Shine, and have grown to be a almost $1 billion connector company with almost 8,000 employees around the world. Samtech manufactures any type of electronic connector. Anything electric needs some type of connector, whether to make it go faster, to make more data to come through your computer. Those are the type of connectors that Samtech makes. Samtech Cares is our grant program, and it's a part of our overall corporate giving. We're so excited that since 2018, we've given away over $3.5 million to 125 worthy nonprofits in our community. And we have helped things from schools to veteran organizations to the underserved majority of our folks in need here in the community. So we're so proud to be able to do that and to be able to give back. We need to have global consciousness of what's going on in our world. And we need to make sure that we're doing sustainable things to make our world a better place. And without having sustainable projects and programs in place, what are we doing, right? Why we have to leave the world a better place than when we found it. So Samtech Cares is a proud sponsor of Extol Love. It's another way for us to give back to those nonprofits that we have seen come through our grant program, and to give them a helping hand. And we love that Extol is also giving them a helping hand. We kind of find that in today's world, nonprofits don't have a lot of leftover money for marketing and for that type of budget. And our partnership with Extol is giving our nonprofits the ability to reach more people in our community so it gets their message out. Samtech Cares has really allowed me to become more engaged in our community, and it's provided this fulfillment and purpose in my life that I didn't have before. So I think that's kind of the legacy that I would like to leave for others within Samtech, is to be exposed to Samtech Cares, to be exposed to these organizations that are doing wonderful work in our community, and find something that speaks to them and gives them something to be passionate about to help others.
As you can tell, I took that video there while standing in line at a big box store when we realized that we had forgotten to place the ready, set, prepped order that we'd like to do. So don't judge me for what you can see in the fridge here. I'm trying to cover this up. I shared this before. I'm pre-diabetic, so I do watch what I'm eating because I have to have that A1C at a certain level so I don't cross over the threshold, and I'm trying to get rid of the pre-diabetes. I've been working really hard. One of the best things that I've ever discovered was Ready, Set, Prepped. So here's proof. We stock the Extol fridge there. This is one of my favorites. So in addition to lots of different kinds of varieties of soups, and it's cold and I like something warm and hearty, I love that Ready, Set, Preps always has what they call an RSP Basics. This is Peggy Garvey, and Peggy, this is one of my favorites. It's chicken breast, spaghetti squash, and mushrooms. Yes. And I can eat it. I mean, I'll put a variety, like Walden Farms has a really low carb, no calorie, vinegar based dressing if I want to dress something up, but I don't need to because the taste is extremely fantastic. And then this is also one of my favorites that you've put out, the egg white omelet, ground turkey, but here's the kicker. arugula and feta.
Yeah, you gotta dress it up just a little bit so it's not too plain.
You make it really simple and for people who don't understand what the concept is, because I mean, this is not going and shopping at your big box store and getting pre-made meals out of the freezer.
Right.
This is fresh. I mean,
yep, we make everything
fare.
from scratch, in-house every week. So our meal prep menu changes on a weekly basis. So you always have something new and different. You're not forced to eat the same old things every week unless you want to.
What are you preparing for?
So we've got a couple things from our lunch menu. A lot of people don't realize that we do made to order lunch at the store too. So, you know, you can come in and get something hot and fresh and ready. So we're going to feature a couple things from our winter lunch menu. We've got a fall kale salad. It was super popular last year, so we're bringing it back. We've got a few customers that beg us to bring it back, you know, before the winter. So we're finally going to bring it back. It's got baby kale, candied pecans, cranberries, apples, sweet potatoes, and an apple cider vinaigrette. And then also one of our very popular winter lunch menu items. So it's a sushi burger. So it's kind of a deconstructed version of a salmon roll. So we'll do our salad first. So
okay. What's the difference between baby kale and kale?
So I like either one, but baby kale, you can see it's kind of not as, I guess, tough as you would find like regular kale. And you can make, the older kale, less tough by, massaging it a little bit. So this one is kind of, still light, kind of a little bitter, kind of tastes like arugula almost, but still like fresh and light and just kind of easier on the palate, I guess. So we'll do a little bit of that. And then, a lot of people think you have to put like tons of dressing on a salad, right? Like I barely put, a tablespoon on there, but a little will go a long way. And that's kind of like how we do things also. Like we approach everything in moderation. We try not to, like limit ourselves on anything unless we have to.
Absolutely.
Because, as long as you don't put like a whole like pound of butter in something, you can still make something taste like really good and fresh.
Definitely.
And we like to kind of, a lot of people just think of salads as, one of those things that you get before, your steak dinner at, Texas Roadhouse, like a chef salad or something like that, and we try to bring our salads, a little bit of life and show that a salad can be more than just, lettuce and tomato and red onion. And those things are good, but, they can be a variety of things. So
I have my daughter, she's 6, and she says, Mom, why do you love salad so much? And I mean, she's a little too young for me to say, it's because of Ready, Set, Prepped, but she knows Miss Peggy because of Miss Peggy. I will eat salad after salad. Those are my favorite things because you invent them each time. You're reinventing them and adding something new.
We don't just want to serve you a side of ranch, and call it a salad. So, this is just basically our version of fall in a bowl.
Oh.
Fall, winter in a bowl.
Fall and winter in a bowl smells absolutely delicious. Now, deconstruct, I'm interested in this.
This is kind of one of our favorite things. So, as a kid, I had very Asian influenced foods. There would always be rice on the table. I always like to have rice with things. And then the salmon burger is kind of our way of kind of using up all of the components of our waste. If you want to hand me those vegetables, so the carrots, the pickled red onions, and so we make those ourselves too. So nothing at our restaurant comes from a can.
What's the secret to your pickled red onions? And when are you going to serve them just as a mountain entree?
I mean, you can get them as a side if you'd like.
They're so good.
Anytime, like I'm of the mindset that you can pickle anything. Like I've pickled blueberries, I've pickled, fennel, it's, the sky's the limit for pickles. All right, and then this is just some toasted nori. So just the seaweed wrap from a sushi. And then we just, kind of crinkle it up on top.
Oh my goodness.
So you kind of have like a little bit of everything. And then just one more piece here. So this is, furikake. It's kind of like a Japanese mixture of sesame seeds, a little bit more nori.
Okay, say it one more time.
Furikake.
Furikake.
Yes. And then just kind of put that on there.
Okay.
And then just to make it real pretty, you put these local microgreens on there.
And she's not just making it pretty because we turned a camera on her. Every single dish looks pretty. When I pick it up in my paper bag, say hello to everybody. I'm usually running in at the last minute and get it, and it's like every single
it's part of the
dish
experience. You eat with your eyes first, so if it kind of looks bland or kind of you don't want to eat it.
No, but you make things amazing. Now, okay, so I'm going to take a look at this because this looks divine to me. I'm also looking at it. So for someone like me, because again, with Ready Set Prepped, you offer alternatives.
Sure.
So that rice, even though I want it so much, I can't because it's gonna raise my blood sugar, and I already know that. So what can I do?
So we do also offer like a low carb version. So we do cauliflower rice, as a base. So we do that for our taco bowl or any sort of rice dish that we have. We always have cauliflower rice available. Any sort of noodles that we offer, we'll also have zucchini noodles as a substitute, kind of thing. So low carb is probably our most requested modification. That and gluten-free are, I guess, our top two.
How do people order? Let's just talk about the prep meals in particular.
Sure. So most people go to our website, readysetprepmeals.com. We post a new weekly meal prep menu on our website Mondays at 8 p.m. You have until Thursday to pre-order, Thursdays at noon. And if you miss the deadline, we always conveniently have meals at our store for pickup Wednesday through Sunday. We do recommend the pre-order for people that need modifications because the meals in store can't always necessarily be modified, but we do our best to accommodate most folks. So we change up our lunch menu seasonally. So these are a couple options from there. So we have tons of protein bowls. Our taco bowl will probably never leave our menu. It's just our biggest seller. Everybody loves a taco. But we do it in bowl form, and those can be low carb or, gluten-free, dairy-free, all that. We offer all sorts of different proteins. So if you don't like chicken or beef, we always have roasted chickpeas or tofu, to kind of accommodate all sorts of different preferences. But yeah, we like to just kind of give you something new and different. And we have a drive-through. So we try to make fast food in a different kind of way. We offer DoorDash, Grubhub, so even if you can't make it to us, we can get to you.
Absolutely, and don't forget, follow Ready Set Prepped on Facebook as well. Dee Dee, how long have you been scrapbooking? Where did that start?
So when I actually became pregnant, I thought, oh my gosh, I want to leave something to my son. Because my grandmother was a big scrapbooker, but not in the way that you think of what scrapbooking is. She saved newspaper articles. She would save, birthday cards, Christmas cards, things like that. So we were able to go back and look at those,
But you have recorded all of these things.
A lot.
But why? So many people use, and I mean, I'm certainly guilty of this, and I will go back and I'll copy and paste things that I've written because there's a record that's there. I mean, I enjoy using social media for the most part, but those stories belong to me.
And that's right. Those stories are your stories, and those stories are his stories. I still have my grandmother's, those old magnetic, photo albums, the sticky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember when
I can hear that.
You had to peel the plastic apart.
Is that why? Because, I mean, once you put it out there on something like, say, social media, I mean, that's theirs. I mean, we signed up for this, but there's a part of me, I mean, I keep notes and things everywhere else. I want that. The tangible.
Yes, I want to touch it, and I want to know that it's there, so if I need to go see it, I don't have to scroll forever through social media trying to find the picture, and it's right here, it's in the book, or I can go to the notes, or I can go to wherever needs to be so that I actually feel it.
Will you scrapbook
forever?
Until the end of time?
Yes, I will.
Will your son ever get these scrapbooks?
No. No, he's a man.
Sorry, Bo. You don't get these.
No, Mom's going to hold on to them as long as she can.
But then who's the keeper of the scrapbooks when you are no longer?
My niece.
So you have someone already who...
Yes, my niece has kept dozens and dozens of pictures, and she is she's one of those, like my sister and I, we love to go back and look. She loves to go back and look. I mean, and when you look back, I always, in a book, I start at the back of the book. Don't ask me why. That's just how my mama does it too. But I go backwards and I pull everything and watch it come forwards.
If someone wanted to just start, whether it's the elaborate, I mean, I'm not a crafty person.
Oh, neither am I.
My handwriting is awful, but I like things on paper. My family, my husband knows I love journals. I love writing things. I can't make beautiful things like,
Baby,
with
look at
all
me.
of this stuff.
No, that's a little low sticker.
It doesn't even matter.
And that's the actual
It is not going to happen. So whether you're someone though who it is going to happen, and you're going to go down to your local craft shop and look at all the wonderful items that I pass by and just go, I wish. Or you're someone who I just want tangible pieces of my history, my story, people I care about, their stories. Where do you start?
I always tell people to start where you are right now.
Yeah.
If they start at the beginning, they're going to get so overwhelmed that you won't do it.
What happens when you fill up a scrapbook? How do you choose the next one?
Based on the theme or whatever. This was done, he had to do a story about him. He was 6 years old and he was in first grade, and first grade made him say, let's do a story. So he and I sat down, we looked at the pictures. Of course, he didn't want to do the stickers and stuff. But he sat down and he said, Mom, can we use this picture? I said, sure. You know, who doesn't want to use pictures? We've gotten away. Again, I go to the tangible. You know, I see it on social media. We can download everything. You know,
I wouldn't know what to do if they sent us home and said, you've got to do that. I mean, one, I would be sitting there going, oh, that's awesome. They send home homework for the parents again. And two, we better go and get these printed out.
Absolutely. And that's what I did. Because they were on social media.
You know, that's a keepsake.
That little thumb drive, you can go to Walgreens, punch that little thumb drive in, print those pictures out. And we don't print pictures anymore, unless we're like, you know, doing something for, you know, a studio or something.
Absolutely.
But we don't go to Walgreens or to Walmart or CVS or whoever it is and say, well, you print me 2 prints of the 24 pictures that I have on this camera roll.
You and I are similar, though. I like to give prints as gifts and to have something tangible. I just haven't made it to the scrapbook. Last question for you. Most rewarding part about being a scrapbooker?
It's mine. I don't have judgment. If you don't like it, so what? It's my handwriting, and I'm very vibrant with my handwriting, as you'll probably see. And some people can read it and some people can't. But you know what? You don't get to judge it. It's not in a competition. It's not going to get any money. It's not going to be in the top 5. That book is mine.
Thanks for taking the time to join us for This is SoIN, presented by NWSB. We hope you'll join us again next Saturday morning.